Carlito's Way, 1993. Oh man, this is one of Al Pacino's finest performances, and it's all about crime, redemption, and trying to escape a past that's constantly pulling you back in. Directed by Brian De Palma, the film is set in the gritty underbelly of 1970s New York, and Pacino plays Carlito Brigante, a former Puerto Rican gangster who's trying to go straight after getting out of prison. But, of course, the streets have other plans. The movie kicks off with Carlito's release from prison, thanks to his slick lawyer, David Kleinfeld, played by Sean Penn, in an epic transformation. Carlito's done a 5-year stretch, and now he's determined to leave behind the life of crime. You can tell Carlito is tired of the violence, the betrayals, and the constant danger. All he wants is to save up enough cash, move down to the Bahamas, and open a car rental business, a simple dream for a guy who's seen too much. But nothing is ever that simple in these stories, right? Carlito finds out pretty quickly that his old life isn't going to let him walk away that easily. He tries to stay legit by managing a nightclub, but that place becomes a magnet for all the old criminal elements he's trying to avoid. And of course, Kleinfeld, who's sinking deeper into his own shady deals and cocaine addiction, keeps pulling Carlito back into the game. You can feel the tension because Carlito is trying so hard to resist, but everything around him is conspiring to drag him back down. One of the key relationships in the movie is between Carlito and Gail, played by Penelope and Miller, his former girlfriend who he's desperately trying to win back. She's a dancer, and their scenes together give the movie its heart. Carlito's trying to prove to her that he's changed and wants to leave his gangster past behind for good. They've got this beautiful, bittersweet chemistry because you can tell she wants to believe him, but she's scared he's too deep in the game to ever truly get out. Then, you've got Benny Blanco from the Bronx, John Leguizamo, this young, arrogant up-and-comer who's clearly trying to be the next Carlito. Benny is reckless and eager to prove himself, and Carlito's struggle to maintain control of his nightclub and stay away from the violent life he left behind keeps escalating because of people like Benny who won't let him forget who he was. The tension builds and builds, especially when Kleinfeld's schemes get completely out of hand. There's this insane scene where Carlito is forced into a boat escape with Kleinfeld, who has gotten in way too deep with a mob boss. Carlito, who's trying to keep his nose clean, ends up back in this world of murder and betrayal, and you can see that his dream of escaping to paradise is slipping away. Now, Carlito's Way is also about fate. Even though Carlito is doing everything he can to leave his old life, the streets have a way of catching up with him. The movie keeps you on edge because you're rooting for Carlito, but deep down, you know the world he's in doesn't allow happy endings. There's this slow burn tension throughout, with De Palma's direction using long tracking shots and dark, moody lighting to give the film an almost tragic inevitability. The climax? Man, it's unforgettable. Carlito is being chased through Grand Central Station in one of the best cat-and-mouse sequences ever filmed. You can feel his desperation as he tries to make it to the train that will finally take him and Gail to freedom. But right when you think he's going to make it, bam! Benny Blanco shows up. It's the ultimate gut punch. Carlito's past literally comes back to shoot him in the back, just when he was about to escape. The film ends with Carlito dying in Gail's arms, the dream of the Bahamas slipping away as the camera pulls out, leaving you with this haunting sense of loss. He almost made it, but in the world of Carlito's Way, almost isn't enough. Pacino is phenomenal, of course, bringing this mix of toughness and vulnerability to Carlito. You feel for him because, despite all his flaws, he genuinely wants to change, but the world just won't let him. And Sean Penn's performance as Kleinfeld? Totally unhinged and brilliant. It's a story about loyalty, love, and the crushing weight of trying to leave behind a life of crime. The film loses style, with that 1970s New York vibe, the neon lights of the club, and the dark, shadowy streets. It's gritty, intense, and tragic, but man, is it unforgettable.